Hey, Shalom Akim. I want to start by giving all praises, honor, and glory unto the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, and in the name of the Holy Spirit, Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Mosul for teaching truth and for ruling well. And peace salutation to you, Akim, out there pushing and defending His gospel throughout the four corners of the earth, as well as to the believers anyhow by Hashem Shai, the men as well as the women, the hopeful elect. Hey, this is the brother Kahana La from the GMS Hawaii. And I I wanted to do a impromptu lesson, Lord willing, it be edifying. And I know this topic might seem repetitive as of now amongst Israel, but it's something that has to be spoken upon, because the idea of these heathen nations being included in our blessing, man, it's just crazy. It's first of all, it's not biblical, and secondly, it's just absurd that after all the suffering, after all the shame that we've been put through, after all the slander, all the terrible things that these heathen nations have put us through and are still putting us through, that we have to share our kingdom, our rulership with these heathen nations, man. And right now we're living under Esau, Edom. He gets to live in pleasures, man, in luxury. He got the fatness of the earth. But it's not just him. You had all these nations, all these nations had a turn in ruling over the creation. And as they ruled, guess what happened? We were captives under them, man. And all of them, there is not one nation that did not help destroy our people. And when the other heathens ruled, for example, right now Esau has us in captivity, and none of these other nations came out to help us. Not the Moabites, not the Ammonites, not the Elamites, not Japheth, nobody, man, come and said, you know what, these Edomites are putting hell upon those people, man. Let's mount up a force and help these people out. Never. Look at what's going on over there in Gaza. Look at what's going on anywhere you look around the world, aside of where Israel dwells. People mount up forces to help these other nations, man. Them Israelites up in Gaza, man, when Amalek was blockading these people from receiving food and shit, what did these nations do? They mounted up a bunch of fucking boats, humanitarian aid, to go take food to these people, right? But who came out to help us when we were being invaded here in the Americas, when the Native Americans in the Americas were being genocided out, when we were being killed in the hundreds of thousands? Nobody said nothing. Where was these nations when they brought Judah, Benjamin, and Levi to serve hardcore slavery here in the Americas, man, after Esau established himself here? Where were these nations, man? Where was these nations saying, you know what, man, we gotta rescue these people, we gotta give them a hand? They wasn't there, man. But now all of a sudden, these idiots from amongst Israel are telling our people that we're gonna have to share the rulership of our kingdom with these heathen nations, when they ain't never showed love to us. They never came out of their way or went out of their way to even show some type of support or some type of help towards our people when we were down and out, man. And nobody could say this better than Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Salvation is not of these heathen nations. The rulership of the kingdom to come is not going to be in the hands of these heathen nations, man. The nations are going to be subjects unto us. No matter how you look at it, man. These heathen nations had their time to rule. These heathen nations exalted themselves. These heathen nations oppressed us to the max when they had the chance to. So now when the Lord establishes Jerusalem, Israel, as rulers of his creation, guess what's going to happen? You heathen nations are going to have to be the subjects. And Israel is going to be entitled to what? To rule over you, because we're going to be the kings. We're going to be the rulers of all the creation, man. And that includes over you. And our throne is going to be only for our people. You heathen nations are not going to taste of immortality. You're not going to taste of spiritual power. All those things are promised unto our people, the Lord's chosen people, which is Israel, Yasha Allah, and none else. You see, right now I'm working at a prime location where only Edomites live at, man. You got homes that are in the millions of dollars, double digit millions. And everybody want to be here. Everybody want to be in this beach. They come here. They go out of their way just to come around where Esau live at, man. Because they got it nice and manicured. They as the scriptures say, they got the fatness of the earth. They got the choicest lands with the best views. And none of our people live here. They ain't sharing their kingdom with us. And these are, mid-range to low-level Edomites. Because this is not where the elite live at. The elite is over in Kauai, which is another island here in Hawaii. They're in Maui. And they own acres and acres of land. It's not accessible to the public. But even these low-level Edomites here, man, they living crazy good. And they do not share. They do not want to have nothing to do with Israel, man. When they see a so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, where they live at, there's something wrong. Like, why is this motherfucker here? Especially if you're not in work attire. If you don't got some fucking construction boots and a hard hat, or you're not mowing the fucking lawn, something is happening. Ain't no way that this fucking Negro or these fucking Latinos got our type of money. Look at them. You see? They just chilling, man. I'm in my lunch break and Esau out here walking his fucking dog, just chilling, bro. And we about to take a drive in a second. I just want to read some scriptures, but letting you know, man, these Edomites, and these, not just these Edomites, but the heathen nations, man, they're living it up right now, and they're not sharing nothing with Jade, right? So why in the hell is it that Israel has to share his inheritance and his kingdom with these heathens that hate us, man? You out of your mind. Isaiah 60:15. It says, whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated. As a matter of fact, let me go up. Verse 14, Isaiah 60:14, it says, the sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee. Who are these? These are the nations. They afflicted us. They put us into captivity. It says, and all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet. And they shall call thee the city of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, the Zion, or the memorial of the Holy One of Israel. You see? So this is speaking about who? A nation of people, which are the Israelites. Those people are going to have these other nations coming and bowing down to them. Those that afflicted us. Verse 15, whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated, so that no man went through thee, I will make thee an eternal excellency, a joy of many generations. And as I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, man, wherever Esau lives, everybody want to be there, because they got the choice land, they got beautiful views. You know, I'm working in a crib, we're remodeling it, and right next to us is a young couple, man. They can't be more than 30 years old. There ain't no way. Esau be looking old as shit past their fucking 30s. And these motherfuckers is looking young as hell. A brand new baby. And they living in a house, you know, where they walk out every morning into this big balcony, man. And they got one of the nicest beaches in the world. Not just old nasty old beach. No, Lanikai Beach here in Hawaii, man, is one of the nicest beaches in the world. And these motherfuckers could wake up and have that as their morning view. You see, you got women all over here. There's single men out here of Esau that get to just, you know, I'm gonna go jogging at the beach. And you got a bunch of these, you know, young Edomite chicks. They could come, they got money, so they don't have to work. Or if they do, they just flipping money. They come, get chicks, go to their beach houses, chill. They just enjoy themselves, man. But you don't see Jake with these Edomites like, oh, yeah, buddy, you know, come, you know, hang out with me. Nah. These Edomites want to be amongst their own people, man. They don't want to rent to you, Jakes. You know, people rent out their houses here as well. You know, some of these Edomites be having these vacation beach houses, and then they just rent them short term, like 6 months, you know, 4 months, and they come back during winter time in the mainland to have this nice weather. But guess what? They don't rent to Jake. They see oh, this is a so-called Negro or a so-called Latino. Fuck that. Cross them out the list. Because they don't want nothing to do with you, Jakes, man. But yet these idiots at Genesis, at GOCC, they're telling you that these heathen nations could make it, that they're going to receive salvation as well. And it ain't so, man. Let's drive around real quick. I'll show you, brothers and sisters. But it says, whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated, which is everywhere. Everywhere Jake is at, we're forsaken and we're hated. So that no man went through thee. So we've been forsaken to the point where anywhere where Jake is abject poverty, man. Is it the ghetto, El Barrio, fucking the favelas? Ain't nobody want to go fucking vacation there, bro. But this type of places, oh yeah, look at that. Beautiful, nice, white sand beaches. You know, you have real nice weather. Beautiful ocean water. That's where people want to be at. Right? And this is where who lives? Esau. And the heathen nations, man. Moab over here. Not Moab, Ammon here in Hawaii, they got crazy reach out here, man. They own a shitload of land, you see? And they ain't sharing nothing with Jake. Because Jake has been forsaken. They have been hated. So where? In places where nobody wants to go to. The dangerous spots, the ghettos, It says, so that no man went through thee, I will make thee an eternal excellency, a joy of many generations. And this is what's going to happen to who? To the Israelites. Right? Because these other nations are living in their glory. They're in their kingdom. Even if they're not directly ruling these other nations, because we know Esau's on the throne, these other nations are benefiting, man, because they've made a pact together to come against the people of the Lord, to destroy us, to keep us in a destroyed state. And they're all in cahoots. The scriptures tell us that, man. They have confederate against that people, you know. Salakia. Let's read this in the book of Ecclesiasticus, Sirach, in the Apocrypha 36 and verse 10. It says, smite in sunder the heads of the rulers of the heathen that say there is none other but we. And this is what the heathen nations say, starting off with the ones on the throne. Whenever the Edomites ruled, that's what they said. When the Persians and the Medes were ruling, that's what they said. When Nebuchadnezzar was ruling, that's what they would say, man. There is none but we. And what the Lord do? He destroyed them. Because at the end of the day, the heathen nations are counted as nothing, less than nothing in the eyes of the Lord. And they become proud. Whenever the Lord lets them come to the power seat, they become proud. Start talking shit, put his people in captivity. So the Lord does what? He destroys them. So what do you think is going to happen with Esau? These Edomites have become the most proud nation. They are the most proud nation. And because they have such power, as of now, they've been given such power, they really believe that they can overcome the son of the living power. They really believe that they're going to mount up a force to fight against Yahweh Shai, man. They're destined for destruction, man. That pride, the Lord is gonna wipe it straight out their fucking face. So again, it says, smite and sunder the heads of the rulers of the heathen that say there is none other but we. Gather all the tribes of Jacob together and inherit thou them as from the beginning. You see, so Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is going to gather all the tribes of Jacob, man. And inherit them, because we are the prize, as the scriptures say, we are the prized possession of the Lord, man. And the Lord is going to bring us all back together, starting off with the elect. And he's going to bring us all back to the Father through Yahweh Shai, so that we could be all righteous and magnify his name, glorify his name through what? Through our actions, man, through our rulership. It says, "O Lord, have mercy upon the people that is called by thy name," which is who? Yasha'Allah, man. "And upon Israel, whom thou hast named thy firstborn. O be merciful unto Jerusalem, that holy city, the place of thy rest." It doesn't say be merciful to all nations or to all the, to all the lands. No, man. It says, be merciful unto Jerusalem, that holy city, the place of thy rest. Which, Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. Verse 14, fill Sion with the unspeakable oracles, and thy people with thy glory. So this is what or this is whom the scriptures is speaking about. The inheritors, the ones that are going to receive the glory of the Heavenly Father is going to be who? Israel, man. Jerusalem, Zion. All right. Verse 15, give testimony unto those that thou hast possessed from the beginning, and raise up prophets that have been in thy name. Reward them that wait for thee, and let thy prophets be found faithful. And this is, Lord willing, what we expect to be, who we expect to be. Those prophets, man. Those that wait upon Yahweh Hashem Yahushua faithfully. That stand up, you know, in great boldness, defending this gospel. These dudes that are calling in now for the heathens to be part of the covenant, they ain't standing faithfully in the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Shit, they don't even call on the names no more. They starting to take out the name, taking away to the doctrine. Why? Because in reality, they don't love the Lord. They don't fear Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. All they want is a piece of this world. And it's crazy, man, because these nations don't want you. But yeah, you wanna share the precious glory that the Lord has preserved unto us. You're damn crazy, man. Real quick, just bear with me, because Salakiakim, just bear with me, Baba Kasha. Well, actually, I had a couple scriptures here pulled up on the chat. Okay, parallel scriptures to, what was this? To Isaiah 60 and 15. You know, and it gives us Isaiah 62 and 4. Thou shalt no more be turned forsaken, but thou shalt be called Hephzibah, for the Lord delighteth in thee. And who is this speaking about? This is speaking about Israel, not these other nations. Isaiah 54 and 6. Salakia, it's a little hot in here. I didn't have my AC on because I know that the noise be getting picked up by the phone. But Isaiah 54 and 6. For the Lord has called thee as a woman forsaken. For a small moment have I forsaken thee, but with great mercy will I gather thee. And this is speaking again to Israel, to the nation of Israel. Isaiah 49 and 14. Zion saith, the Lord has forsaken me, yet I will not forsake thee. Behold, I have graven thee upon the palms of my hands. So Yahweh Hashem Yahushua has always picked Zion, man. He's always chosen Israel to be his special people. Nowhere in the scriptures does it say that Israel's gonna share the throne with these heathen nations. Now, grant you, the other nations are going to be in the kingdom of heaven, but they're not going to rule. They're not going to be delivered from the destruction to come via the chariots. They're not going to join us in mortality. It's just not going to happen. You see, I don't know. I'm sure now with the YouTube and shit and like the internet, brothers and sisters get to see, like, you know, the way the heathens live, like in luxury. But man, I'm telling you, I've been there live. Like, I've worked for people that own multi-million mansions. There was a time when I was in New York, I I did I was doing HVAC, and I went into, I think it was like the third most expensive apartment in New York City, man. That thing was crazy. It was like nothing I've ever seen in my life, man. And I was just like, damn, bro, like this is some shit that I wasn't even in the truth back then. But in my spirit, I knew like I am never going to reach this. I will never in my life live in a place like this. I wouldn't even be able to rent it. And now, being in the truth, man, I live out here in Hawaii, and I've done, you know, a lot of work for multi-million-dollar homes, man. And it's crazy the way how, you know, Esau and the heathen nations could pay a mortgage of $40,000, $50,000 easy, no problem, as a secondary home. I'm not even talking about your main dwelling place. Like, these Edomites got homes out here in Hawaii as vacation homes, and they're paying mortgages of $30,000 plus a month. It's insane. And the things that they have in their home, like paintings, furniture, you know, obviously the property managers, they let us know, like, look, please cover the furniture, because this is like worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like, we have to do like special, you know, a special procedure to cover up these the furnitures, the paintings. You can't just put any you know, blue tape up on the walls. Like, nah, man, you have like special procedures to just cover up things so that they don't get dust on them or whatever. And in my mind, I'm just like, damn, like the Lord hate these motherfuckers, man, and He let them have all of this. How much more is He gonna bless His people? But now, according to Genesis, we're gonna have to share our rulership. Like, you fucking crazy, bro. That's what pisses me off the most, bro. Because I know how these motherfucking heathens are living, man. And Salaki, I'm a little rough in speech, but damn, bro. Like, these heathen nations, they want nothing. They won't offer you nothing. They won't offer you water. They want nothing. They just see you as a, oh yeah, this is just my slave doing some work and whatever. Fuck him. Don't even direct your word towards me. That's how some of them motherfuckers be acting towards Jake, man. I actually had a guy that was working for me, but he looked like a so-called white man. And we were in the house working, Then the owner comes, this tall-ass Edomite. And he looked at me. I was on the floor doing some flooring. And he looked at me. And then he looked at the other dude that was working for me. And right away, he was just like, oh, hey, how are you? Is everything almost done? And whatever. As if he was the guy, running the project. But in reality, he was like my helper. But that just goes to show how Esau, when they see Jake, they just like automatically like, nope, this is not nobody of respect. This is not nobody that, that deserves my attention. They would rather talk to somebody that, another heathen that looks like another heathen, whether it be a Moabite or Ammon or Ishmael, than to look at Jake and say like, oh shit, this is the guy that, that runs the project, or this is, nah, they look at us like we're pieces of shit, man. But we have to share with them. You fucking crazy, man. Shalakia. The scriptures say that we're gonna boast ourselves in the sight of the heathens. So where is that sharing part? Because we read the scriptures and we either missed it or it's not there. And I think it's the latter, man. Not that I think, we know it's the latter. Let's keep on reading some of these. Isaiah 65 and 18, it says, "Be ye glad and rejoice forever. I created Jerusalem a rejoicing, and her people a joy." You see, so the Lord created us to be his joy and his rejoicing, especially once we come back and turn to him. We know that our people, majority of our people have departed from the Lord, and the Lord is not rejoicing in that. But guess what? He's rejoicing in the elect, in those that have turned back from the world and turned back to him in righteousness. And once he sets up the kingdom of heaven here on earth, guess what? All Jerusalem's gonna be saved. All Jerusalem, all of the people of Israel are gonna be perfect, man, in tune with the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. So the Lord's gonna be rejoicing greatly in his people, because we're not gonna be wicked anymore. We're not gonna be defiling ourselves and defiling his name amongst the heathen, man. In the contrary, we're gonna be perfect, and we're gonna be what? Showing the heathen nations the ways of the Lord, showing them how to exalt and glorify Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, which that's gonna bring joy to the Heavenly Father, man, and to his Son Yahushua. You see, these nations are never gonna do that on their own, and this is why they need rulers over them. And those rulers were destined to be who? The Israelites, the sons of the living power. Zephaniah 3 and 19, "I will get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame. I will make you a name and a praise amongst all people." And who is that he's speaking to? To Israel, not anybody else. Right? Real quick, it says Ezekiel 36 and 11, "I will settle you after your old states, and I will do better unto you than at your beginnings." And at our beginnings, the Lord had us good, man. There was a time where, King David, King Solomon ruled, and we were good, man. We were ruling over these nations, but we disobeyed, and obviously we had to pay for our iniquity. But the Lord is saying that that he's going to rebuild us better than our old states, than our beginnings. And in those beginnings, we were ruling over the nations, man. We were being delivered from our enemies. When we were with the Lord, nobody could fuck with us, man. And that's what we're going back to, starting spiritually, because ain't nobody could take away this word from us anymore, man. Those of us, Lord willing, we be part of the elect that have this truth, man. There is nothing you could give us to willingly give up this word, this truth. And there ain't no bag big enough. You cannot fill our pockets enough to put away Yahweh Hashem Yahushua and conform to the ways of this world. You cannot. And this is how we know and understand that in order for Esau to try and stop his word, he's gonna have to kill some of us, man. Because your money cannot buy this. Your money cannot buy the elect. Amos 9 and verse 14, it says, "I will bring again the captivity of my people, and I will plant them upon their land, and they shall no more be pulled up." So the Lord's gonna plant us in our land. It doesn't say I'm gonna plant all nations in my land. No, it says I will plant my people He's speaking about my people. I will bring again the captivity of my people, and I will plant them in their land, because that land was promised unto who? Israel, not these other nations. Let's read some in the Apocrypha parallel scriptures that speak about what? Salvation towards our people, the restoring of our people. Baruch 4:24, it says, like as now. Oh, I read this one. Was it? Yeah. Oh no, Salaki, I did not read that. Baruch 4:24, like as now the neighbors of Zion have seen your captivity, so shall they see surely your salvation. My children, suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from the Most High. So just how you heathen nations saw the captivity of Zion, you are surely going to witness what? Our salvation. Again, it doesn't say nothing about the salvation of all people, and no, it says your salvation. Zion's salvation, Israel's salvation. Baruch 5:1, put off, O Jerusalem, the garment of thy mourning, for the Most High will show thy brightness unto every country under heaven. Thy brightness, the brightness of who? Jerusalem. 2 Ezra 2:17, it says, fear not thou, mother of the children, for I have chosen thee. Be ready to the reward of thy kingdom, for my salvation shall not tarry. And again, the scriptures are written to Israel, by Israel, to Israel. You know? October 13:11, many nations shall come from far. They that hate thee shall be ashamed. Jerusalem shall be built up with sapphires and emeralds. You see, so the scriptures speak all throughout the Old Testament, the New Testament. They speak about what? The restoration of Israel, the throne of David. Not the throne of the heathen nations, not of all people that believe. Like, no, man. You have to be of the lineage of Israel in order to receive salvation. And you have to believe in Yahweh Hashem Yahushua to receive it, man. You cannot be of these other nations and receive the kingdom of heaven, receive immortality, because that was promised only unto the Lord's people. So, hey, with that, Akim, I hope that, that the quick impromptu was edifying. Again, all praise, honor, and glory going to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Till next time, Lord willing, I'll say shalom.